back to In the Huddle. I'm Gavin.
I'm Mike.
Let's get into it. And to get started, we're going to go over the NHL scores from the week. So started on Monday, January 9th. The Flyers beat the Sabres 4-0, where the Sabres were favored in this one. Headed to Tuesday, the Devils beat the Hurricane 5-3, which was a pretty good game. And the Rangers also beat the Wild in a shootout 4-3, and that was a very good game. Headed to Wednesday. Wasn't really many games Wednesday, so we'll skip right to Thursday. It was a very good game. The Kraken against the Bruins, where the Bruins were favored in this one, as they're number one in the East. And the Kraken pulled this one off to extend their winning streak to 7 games, and they won 3-0. And heading to Friday, we'll talk about the Devils-Ducks game, which was a very good game. Devils won 6-2 in a blowout, and they pretty much had control of that game the whole time.
Next up in the NBA, starting on Monday, January 9th, the Bucks played the Knicks, and they beat them by 4 points. It was a close game all game.
Very close.
The Bucks just jumped in front.
Mm-hmm.
Moving to Tuesday, the Jazz played the Cavaliers in Utah. Donovan Mitchell playing his old team.
Mm-hmm.
And
He put up 46.
Yeah, and still came up short and lost.
By 2, yeah.
Close game. Moving to Wednesday,
We go over the Knicks-Pacers game.
the Knicks and Pacers game. Knicks won by 6, a close one.
Yeah, Brunson put up 34.
Yeah,
9 for 9 on free throws.
Hield had 31, still didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
Moving to Thursday, Celtics played the Nets, and Celtics had a close lead all game. No KD, still out with an injury.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Tatum had 20 points.
Yeah, and the Celtics pulled that one out.
And moving on to Friday, Knicks played the Wizards, and they won by 4.
Yeah, that was a close game.
Kuzma had 40 points, shooting 14 from 27, and Brunson had 34 and still pulled out the win.
Still pulled out the win, even though Kuzma had 40. Next up, we're going to head into some trivia. You know the deal. I'll start off with my easy question. In baseball, if a pair of teams is scheduled to play twice in the same day, they are facing off in what?
Doubleheader.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, give me the easy question.
Alright, my easy question is, in basketball, what popular shootout game is named after a 5-letter animal?
Horse.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's pretty easy.
Yeah, I was thinking knockout at first, and then you said 5-letter animal. Alright, headed to a medium question. This one, kind of, you gotta guess on this one. The creator of Adidas had a brother who founded rival sports brand Nike. True or false?
Yeah, that's 50-50 there. I got no idea. I want to go false.
False, that's correct.
Let's go.
His brother actually created Puma. That's crazy.
Wow.
Bro, his parents are probably rich. A son that created
Seriously.
a son that created Adidas and a son that created Puma.
I wonder how they're probably going to hand their business to their kids. Alright, for my medium question, there are 2 rows of lines near the middle of a football field, which run parallel to the sideline and are used to show where the ball should start each play. What are they called?
Hash marks, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I get it. Alright, going to a hard question for Michael. This one's kind of hard, but I feel like you could get. Alright. Opened in 1912, what is the oldest baseball park still in use today?
Ooh.
Tough one.
Wrigley Field? I don't know. Take a guess.
Fenway Park.
Ugh. I hate Fenway Park. And this one's hard. I don't think you're going to get this one.
Wow, let's see.
How many games did Joe DiMaggio
Who is that? Who is that?
Exactly. He played on the Yankees, bro. How many games did Joe DiMaggio hitting streak last? You have to take a guess.
28.
No, it was 56.
56? Bro. Yo, I don't even know who that is.
He's pretty old.
Alright. Bonus questions, both medium questions. What football stadium is sometimes nicknamed the Frozen Tundra?
Lambeau Field?
Yep.
Green Bay.
Yeah,
And then for my medium question, who are the only 2 players to win a regular season MVP, an NBA Finals MVP, and an Olympic gold medal all in the same year?
I think one is definitely Michael Jordan.
Yes.
And then the next one is like LeBron or Kobe. I'll go LeBron.
Yeah.
Let's go.
MJ and Ron.
I was between LeBron and Kobe. But that will pretty much wrap up trivia questions. Next up, we're going to be doing our NFL playoff brackets for the playoffs this year. Starting off with the first game, this one's going to be a good one. The 4 and 5 seed, Chargers and Jaguars. Who you got in this one?
I got the Chargers. Even though they don't have Mike Williams, I still think that their defense and Derwin James will be good against Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
They got good coverage. Plus, Austin Eckler can also fill into the receiver role a little bit.
Yeah, I think Austin Eckler's going to have a big game, as well as Justin Herbert. I don't think the Jaguars, they're a young team. I don't think they're really ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, I give them another 2 or 3 years till they can make it to.
I mean, Christian Kirk's young, Zay Jones is decently young, Trevor Lawrence is super young, Travis Etienne. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna take the Chargers in that one.
Yep.
Going to the next game, we got a rivalry matchup: Dolphins and Bills. This should be a no-brainer because Tua is out for this game.
As long as Bridgewater too. They got Skylar Thompson starting.
Yeah, they got Skylar Thompson, who did not look good last week against the Jets.
Yeah, they both split a win against each other in the regular season. But I still think the Bills' defense will get the better of Skylar Thompson. I don't think they really have a close chance.
Yeah, I think Dolphins just don't really have enough momentum to go into Buffalo and pull out that win.
Yeah, I'm expecting a blowout.
Yeah, agreed. Going to the next game, we got another rivalry: Bengals and Ravens. It's gonna be a really good game. It's gonna be heated.
I think it's gonna be heated, but I still expect another blowout win with the Bengals. I mean, they still don't have Lamar Jackson, and if they do get Huntley, he's still not ready enough to shine in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow and Joe Mixon is just such a good trio.
Yeah, and that defense is going to shut down anything they could try to do. The running backs, receivers, they don't have much.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a close game, but it should be a heated game.
Definitely.
Headed to the NFC side of things for the wild card round, we got the Vikings and Giants. I actually got the upset here. I got the Giants.
I kind of agree. I think their defense, with all their players coming back, I think they're going to do good against Kirk Cousins. I think they're going to get in his head, even though they're a young team. I still think Daniel Jones can shine under pressure if he tries hard enough.
Yeah, I think Daniel Jones is just. I wouldn't necessarily say he's the better quarterback.
No.
But Kirk Cousins isn't great under pressure. I think the Giants defense is going to show up big, and I think they're going to be gutsy. I think they're going to go for it a lot on fourth down.
We know Kirk Cousins on prime time.
Yeah, we know Kirk Cousins on prime time. This doesn't look good for the Vikings, especially just the way they ended the season. I mean, they beat the Bears, but got crushed by the Packers.
Yeah, lost a lot of momentum.
Yeah, lost some momentum. So yeah, I'm actually gonna take the Giants in this one. Headed to the next game, we got the 49ers and Seahawks, another rivalry, but this should be a blowout.
Yeah, I expect the 49ers too. I mean, their defense is just better. I still think Geno could have a good game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be high scoring on both sides because, I mean, that trio of Metcalf, Lockett, and Geno is really good.
Yeah, I'm expecting a high scoring game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be high scoring, but I don't know how you could, keep, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, McCaffrey, Purdy.
Even Purdy, he hasn't played it. I mean, it's his rookie season, Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
But still, playing his first playoff game, I really think he can do something good.
I think he's going to do something good. He kind of really hasn't had much pressure all season because it's he's Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have anything to lose. So I think he's going to put it all out there. I think Debo is going to get a really big game.
Yeah.
I think they've kind of gotten away from him the past couple weeks, not really getting him the touches that he needs to be getting. And I think they try to work on that and he comes up with a big game.
Yeah, especially what he did last playoff run. Led them to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, against the Cowboys. Yeah.
And then lost to the Rams.
Speaking of the Cowboys, we got Cowboys Buccaneers at Tampa Bay.
It's a tough one. I'm still thinking.
I still think it's the Bucs. Dak Prescott is so bad under pressure.
Yeah.
Year after, I think he's 1-5 in the playoffs or 1-4.
Yeah, he always tanks. He always just fails under pressure, especially with that defense. It's a great defense, but it's just not as good. Or the offense is just not as good as their defense.
Yeah, if we want to win, we got to put up a lot of points, and I think our running game's gonna be good. Our receivers are gonna show up, but Dak Prescott just cannot deliver under pressure.
Especially with Brady undefeated against Cowboys, and they're in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Cowboys have never beaten the Tom Brady, but this is in Tampa Bay, and it's Tom Brady, so you can't count him out.
Yeah.
At this point, I've completely forgotten about the fact that they had a losing record this season. It's just Tom Brady in Tampa Bay in the playoffs against Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
This doesn't look good for us. So unfortunately, I kind of got to take the Bucs here. Very, very unfortunate.
So similar picks for that round.
Yeah, pretty much just the exact same. Going to the divisional round, first game we got the Chiefs and the Chargers. A lot of rivalries in this playoff bracket. I'm gonna go Chiefs here.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs too. Depends if they get Mike Williams back. Could they have like
Yeah.
a bigger chance, but I still don't think that their defense will be good for the duo of Mahomes
Mhm.
and Kelsey.
Yeah, I think Chiefs' offense is just too explosive for the Chargers' defense. I think it'll be a close game. I think Chargers are gonna lay it out all on the line, but Chiefs are just too good.
Yeah, I think their offense will cancel out for their defensive efforts.
Oh yeah. Headed to the next game, we got. This is gonna be a very interesting game.
Yeah, especially all the controversy that happened in the first game.
Yeah, with DeMar Hamlin and everything. Bills, Bengals, which this most likely will happen in real life. This is gonna be a tough game for both teams.
Yeah.
I think Bills would win it though.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a high-scoring game. Both
Very.
have great defenses, but both have even better offenses.
Yeah, I think we saw last game. Bengals actually got out to a quick start before the whole DeMar Hamlin injury happened. They were actually winning at the time, but I think the Bills' defense just didn't settle in yet.
Yeah.
And I think this time around, I think they're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, the Bills still want to do this for DeMar,
Yeah,
and so I think their defense will really come in clutch in this situation.
yeah.
And
I think they're doing it for him, and they're gonna put it all out there. And I just don't think the Bengals will have enough to have the better score.
yeah, their offense is really just gonna go all out.
Mm-hmm. Headed to the next game. Another interesting game. We got the 1 seed and the 6 seed, Eagles and Giants.
I honestly think it's gonna be a really close game, and I think it has a chance to go to overtime. The Eagles have proven to be a good team, but they almost lost to the
They
Giants
almost did.
practice squad.
The practice squad of the Giants, like they did not look good.
No.
Like I was watching that game, for like the most part. I was watching a little bit of the Cowboys game, but we were getting blown out by the Commanders. But Eagles did not look good. I mean, they gave up 16 points, I believe, to the practice squad. And with that much of an explosive offense, they only put up 22
Yeah.
on a practice squad defense.
And I really think the Giants with Brian Dable and Saquon and their defense could really go pretty far in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think Giants are going to lay it all out there. I think Giants also have the momentum because the Eagles had the bye.
Yeah.
So I think Giants have the momentum. But at the end of the day, I still think the Eagles get it.
I'm gonna go with the Giants though.
Really?
I really do think they have a chance.
I think they have a chance, but
I know they're in Philadelphia, but I really think that defense will do good.
yeah, I think it's going to be a close game for sure. Closer than the last time these two teams met.
And I know people think that Daniel Jones might have a chance to like choke, but I think Hurts would choke before he does.
Yeah, I think this is Hurts' first time in the playoffs, I believe.
Yeah, I think their D-line will really cause a lot of pressure on
Yeah,
him.
I think Saquon will have a big game. I just think the Eagles I think they'll underestimate them for sure.
Definitely.
They'll be like going in, feeling confident, got the first first seed,
beat him twice.
beat them twice, but then the Giants come in. I think Daniel Jones and Saquon. I'm still gonna take the Eagles in this one, but I can respect taking the Giants.
Yes, sir.
Headed to the next game. This should be a pretty good game. 49ers against Buccaneers. Or you took Buccaneers, right?
I took Bucks, yeah.
Yeah, so Buccaneers, 49ers. I think this is going to be a blowout. These two teams met before with Brock Purdy playing quarterback, and
Yeah.
let's just say it didn't go well for the Bucks.
No. And it's pretty much the same thing, in my opinion, from the Giants game. A lot more pressure in this game for Brock Purdy. But I still think that Brady will have a great game. But I'm still expecting Christian McCaffrey to come in clutch and the defense too.
I mean, it's so hard to stop an offense that has Kittle, Debo, McCaffrey, and Ayuk's kind of coming out this season.
Yeah. And especially because of that defense on Godwin and Evans. They played them, they know them.
Yeah.
And I think they're really going to shut them down. So I got the 49ers.
Yeah, same. So headed to the AFC Championship. This should be a very, very, very good game. This will be a neutral location because it is the Chiefs and the Bills.
Yeah.
So it's a neutral location because of the whole injury with DeMar Hamlin. I'm gonna take the Bills in this one.
I'm going to go with the Bills too.
I think they're gonna have more momentum. I think they have more to play for.
Yeah, I think the Bills are in it for a lot more than the Chiefs are.
Yeah,
They want it more.
I think they want it way more. I think they're gonna fight harder. They have more to play for. They've lost to the Chiefs, the last 3 years in the playoffs?
Yeah, even like the years back. You remember Diggs watching the celebration?
Mm-hmm.
I think they really want it more than the Chiefs do.
Yeah, I think Chiefs are kind of expecting, like, we've done this once, we're probably going to do it again, but the Bills are going to be like...
I think as long as they shut down the running backs and Kelsey, they're going to come in clutch.
Yeah, I think
they'll move
focus on Kelsey, and if you can lock Kelsey down for the most part and then try to stop that running game with McKinnon,
Yeah.
I think they'll be good.
Yeah, they'll move on to
Mhm.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. Headed to the next game, we got Eagles, 49ers.
I got the Giants and the 49ers.
Oh, yeah, you have Giants, 49ers. I got 49ers here.
I got 49ers. I think this is where the Giants' hopes will end.
Yeah.
On the big run. But I think the Giants will at least be looking more dominant for the next season.
Yeah, NFC Championship.
Yeah, but I still think the Niners, even with Brock Purdy, their defense is just too good, I think. I really think that they're going to shut down the Giants, and that's when you'll see Jones choke a little more.
Yeah. And I think from, like, the Eagles' point, if I have Eagles making it, I think they will come off a close game to the Giants. I think they'll look at that and they'll kind of be worried. Like, we almost just lost to the 6th seed.
Yeah.
Now we got to go play the 2 seed. I think it's going to be like 49ers going to have more momentum, more confidence.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to go into Philadelphia and just overly dominate on offense.
Even Shanahan's game plan, I think, is still too strong.
Yeah, agreed. So there we go. We got Super Bowl matchup for 2023. Bills, 49ers.
Yeah, for both of us.
For both of us, who you got?
I really do have the Bills.
Same.
I mean, Brock Purdy, like I said, this whole thing, he's got a lot of pressure on him, and I think this is what's eventually going to catch up to him.
Yeah.
If Jimmy Garoppolo may come back any time in this, I still think they should go with Brock Purdy.
I think they will go with Purdy.
It just depends because, like, playoff experience really does matter under pressure.
I think it matters, but at the same time, with, like, Jimmy G coming just off of an injury, and Purdy have been so good and
undefeated.
And he's just, like, been working well with the playmakers on offense, so I think they'll keep him in.
Yeah, that defense at the end of the day will get the better of Samuel and Ayuk.
Yeah.
They'll find a way to stop McCaffrey if they can, or at least contain him.
Very even game, 2 dominant offenses, 2 good defenses.
Yeah.
I feel bad for either team. I feel like bad for like Brock Purdy if they lose because it's like Mr. Irrelevant. It would have been crazy if he wins it all.
Great story.
But then on the other side, it's like the Bills trying to win it for DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, they're still in it for more than the Brock Purdy and the Niners are.
Yeah, and I think Purdy could be the starting quarterback going forward in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It'll be close with Trey Lance.
Yeah, when he comes back from his injury.
Yeah, I still think Purdy could have that starting job, so I think they'll be contenders for years to come. I think Purdy will win a Super Bowl by the end of his career.
Definitely.
If they stick with him at starting or goes to a new team.
I think first it will be Diggs and Allen's time to shine for this year.
I think Bills' first Super Bowl appearance, is it ever or just in a long time? I don't know if they ever made the Super Bowl. I know they haven't won one. They haven't won a Super Bowl.
Probably for a while.
I don't think they've been in the Super Bowl for a very long time. So this will be new ground for the Bills. Not new ground for the 49ers because they were in a couple years ago with the Chiefs, but overall, I mean, Josh Allen is just too good, I think.
Yeah.
For the 49ers defense.
Yep, and I think he'll outsmart them at the end of the day.
Yeah, at the end of the day. So we both got Bills winning it all in 2023.
Breaking news, Sean McVay staying with the Rams for another season.
Yeah, this one was kind of unexpected. Or at least for me. I didn't think he was going to stay.
I always knew he was going to stay. You know, our head coach, he's a great head coach. I really don't want to lose him. I'm happy he's staying with the Rams.
He's one of the best head coaches in the league. I got him on my Madden Ultimate Team coach. He's good. He's good.
He's a great coach. I'm happy he's staying with the Rams. Hopefully, our team can get in better shape next season.
Yeah, I think. Well, Matt, you think Matt Stafford will retire? That's like a big question right now.
Yeah, I've seen that. I think he'll stay for at least another season.
Really? I think he's gonna retire. I think he should have retired after he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think he should have called the season. Just go home with his family. But if he does choose to stay, I really hope our team can shape up a little more.
Hopefully, Cooper Kupp stays healthy.
Yeah.
And you could at least make a playoff run. I don't know if you'll win the Super Bowl again.
No, I doubt it.
And with your division, I don't think you can win the division because I think the Seahawks
are good.
And 49ers.
Yeah, the Niners showing up.
But, like, you guys could definitely get, like, the 7th wildcard spot.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a chance next season. Hopefully.
Yeah, it should be close. But, yeah, McVay staying with the Rams at least for one more year.
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to quickly talk about a soccer matchup from today. Big rivalry in the Premier League. Manchester United against Manchester City, where me, a Manchester United fan, was very happy. Manchester United got the W after being down 1-0 in the 75th minute. 15 minutes left in the game, plus stoppage time. And Man U is able to pull it out with a Bruno Fernandes goal in the 78th minute and a Marcus Rashford goal in the 82nd minute.
Overrated, honestly.
They're not overrated, bro. Manchester City is awful. Manchester United is better. We got the win, 2-1 in the final 15 minutes. We're just better.
Okay.
Next up, we're going to be doing a new segment on the podcast called Hall of Fame or Not Enough Game, where basically we're going to go over some very debateful players on whether we think they're gonna make the Hall of Fame or whether we think they just don't have enough game and they're gonna miss out. Michael, you want to get the list started?
All right. So first on the list we have Julian Edelman.
I'm gonna say not enough game. I don't think he's gonna make it.
As much as I think he was good with Brady, I kind of agree. I mean, like he had those good plays in the playoffs and he was great all season.
Yeah, he had some like amazing catches. But I feel like he just wasn't like special enough. Like some of his catches were special, but like as an overall receiver, I feel like he wasn't like.
Yeah.
You weren't like someone didn't say, oh yeah, Julian Edelman. You're like, yeah, he's so good. You're just like, yeah, he's good.
I mean, he also didn't play much of his games, and he only finished 3 seasons over 1,000 receiving yards.
Yeah, I think when you really look at the stats, like you think about him, he's like, oh, he won all those Super Bowls with Brady. He was a big part of the team. He had some great catches in the Super Bowl, like that one against the Falcons. But then when you really think about it and look at the stats, it's like he was a little above average receiver.
I mean, like if you look at like the Patriots, they could retire his jersey because he played on the team for like 11 years, but he finished with 36 touchdowns. I figure he finished with more.
Yeah, so like I would say none of them.
Yeah, I agree.
Next up on the list, we'll go to Zach Ertz. This is another good one. This is close. He won a Super Bowl with the Eagles, and he had a big play too. I think he either got down to the one or he scored. I forget. I think he scored that like big touchdown at the end. I'm gonna say, I think it's really close.
I agree. I think because he was really good on the Eagles. And
he's been decent on the Cardinals.
Yeah, and he's still been.
But he got injured this year.
Yeah, he's still been relevant for how long he has played.
I'm gonna say Hall of Fame.
I'm gonna agree because I feel like he's been at the top of the tight end game for a while, which is really hard to do. There's not many top tight ends you can find nowadays.
I feel like he's like almost the opposite of Edelman. Like for Edelman, we said like he had some big plays, but like overall stats wise, they just like weren't the best. And I feel like for Zach Ertz, he's not talked about that much, but when you really look at the stats, he's a really good tight end.
And also, he's got more touchdowns than Edelman, especially at a smaller position, and he's got 7,000 receiving yards.
Yeah, I think his stats are really good. He had so many big plays to help the Eagles win that Super Bowl that season. So I'm gonna say Hall of Fame.
Yep, I agree. For our next player, we have Odell Beckham Jr.
This is a interesting one. I think it's close.
I agree.
He got his Super Bowl ring with the Rams.
I mean,
I think it's tough.
Yeah, because he did have a few good seasons on the Giants, but he had some seasons where he just sat in free agency. He didn't do anything with
the Browns.
Yeah,
he did nothing with the Browns. It was kind of just a waste. But then he also has like the single greatest catch of all time.
Yeah, I mean the catch is iconic. I still think he has a chance to turn his career around.
Yeah, he's still young enough to. I think if he puts together a couple more good seasons, like over 1,000 yards,
he can make it.
I think he'll make it. I'm gonna say Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Just because I think he's just so iconic to the sports world. How could you not put him in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I mean, unlike Zach Ertz and Edelman, he still has a lot of time left in the NFL. He still has more touchdowns. He's got 56 touchdowns.
Yeah. I think if he could put together a couple more like 1,000-yard seasons, I think he'll make it.
Yeah, he's just got to get out of free agency.
Yeah,
get over his injury.
I think he'll get signed, but not till next season.
Yeah.
Just because of the injury.
And also, don't forget, he's also got 5 seasons over 1,000 receiving yards.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say Hall of Fame. Headed to the next one. This is a pretty good one. I think we'll agree on this one. Jason Witten. I'm gonna say Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I agree. Same thing with like Zach Ertz. He was at the top of the tight end game for a while when he was playing.
And he's just like one of the most consistent NFL tight ends in history.
Yeah, he was very consistent with his numbers, and he contributed great to his team.
Yeah, I would definitely say, and he's just always for like Dak Prescott and Tony Romo, just the go-to target. Like if in doubt, just throw to him and we'll likely come down with it.
Yeah, he was always a guy who can create the new opportunities, especially for his own teammates.
Yeah, especially for like the young quarterback like Dak Prescott when he was first in the NFL.
He definitely opened up an opportunity for Dak to succeed.
100%.
And next we got Khalil Mack. I think he's doing great, and he's always been great in the NFL. I really think he can make the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I would say Hall of Fame. I think overall, I just think, especially when he played with the Bears. I mean, he played with the Raiders. He was very good. And then on the Chargers now, he's still good.
He's still decent.
He's not as dominant as he was, because I think he's out of his prime by now. But
especially when he played with the Raiders, he never missed one game with the Raiders.
Yeah, and just his time with the Bears was just unbelievable.
Yeah, and he's got almost 500 sacks 500 tackles in his career.
Mhm.
And he's got 84.5 sacks on his career.
Yeah, he's always getting the quarterback. When he was on the Raiders, Bears, and even now on the Chargers. So yeah, I'm gonna say Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Still got time left too to play.
Yeah, he's still got a couple years. Next up, we're gonna go on the younger side. We're gonna go Lions running back Jamal Williams. This is an interesting one because he's still super young.
Yeah.
But we saw he was the backup quarterback entering the year. Now he's the starting quarterback for the Lions.
He finished with the most touchdowns in the entire league.
Yeah, and broke Barry Sanders' record for most touchdowns in a single season with 17.
Yeah. Like you said, he's still very young. He's got pretty good seasons in front of him on the Packers, and he just broke 1,000 yards this season. His first time ever doing that. He's barely missed any games.
Yeah, and he's very reliable in the red zone.
Yeah, I think he can make it if he continues what he's doing now.
Yeah.
Even if he goes downhill a little bit, I still think if he gets a starting role, especially on the Lions, because they create, and Dan Campbell, they create a lot of opportunities for him. If he can stay on that team, I think if him and Swift split the backfield, he'll have a good chance at making it.
Yeah, I think as long as he's splitting carries and not getting less than Swift for at least most of his career, and he continues the production with all these touchdowns, especially the touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he just broke the Lions record. He broke Barry Sanders' record.
Yeah, Barry Sanders is one of the greatest running backs of all time in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so I'm going to say, if he continues what he's doing, I'd say Hall of Fame.
Yep. And maybe he can even get a ring.
I would say possible. I think the Lions are going to be good in years to come.
Yeah. And next we're going to go on the younger side with Justin Fields.
This one's interesting.
It is. I really think he could make it if he develops more. I think he needs to be on a better team than what the Bears have to offer.
Yeah, or the Bears have the number 1 pick. I think they should either go with the defensive player. I think they could possibly take a receiver.
They could.
Because their best receiver is Mooney, and he makes some good catches, but he's not the most reliable.
But the problem with this year in the draft is, do you really want to take a receiver? Would they have to offer the first year in the pick?
Yeah, I mean, the first overall pick to take a receiver is risky. I think it's tough. They definitely need to take a couple receivers, though, in the draft total. Yeah. I think Justin Fields, I mean, we've seen, he had, at least, 3+ 60-yard touchdown runs this year?
Yeah.
I feel every game it's Justin Fields breaks out for a 54-yard run, 60-yard touchdown. The rushing game's definitely developed.
He's a great rushing quarterback, but his throwing, it's not great.
Especially deep field.
Yeah, he finished with 11 interceptions this year.
Yeah.
And 10 last year. But he finished with 17 touchdowns, which was 10 more from what he had last year.
Yeah. I think he's getting better every year, especially in the rushing game. I think the throwing's also starting to develop.
Yeah, because he finished with a 60% completion this year.
Yeah. I think if he's able to get his throwing down just as good as his running, and he continues to, possibly, I don't know if he'll win a Super Bowl, but get the Bears to the playoffs.
Yeah,
year after year.
If they can get more assets, I think Justin Fields would be a good quarterback to lead them to the future.
Oh yeah, with the rushing ability that he has, and if he's able to develop his throwing game a little bit better and his deep field threat, I think he's gonna be really good.
Although I don't think he's got enough to make the Hall of Fame. I just don't think his decision making is great, and his decision is if you're under pressure, his decision just run.
Which he does do very well, though.
He does, but
if you let him get in open space, it could very well be a touchdown or get inside the red zone.
Yeah, but I think that unlike Lamar and Michael Vick, the defense will catch on to him easily, and I think eventually people will see that he's not the best quarterback in the league compared to just above average.
Yeah. As of now, I'm gonna say not enough game, but if he is able to develop his decision making and throwing ability, then I think he'll make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
As of now, though, I'd say not enough game. And to finish it off, going back to the defensive side of the ball, this is a close one. Chandler Jones. This is tough.
Yeah.
He's had a very good season, but he's getting towards the end of his career. He probably has a couple seasons left.
I think Chandler Jones could really make the Hall of Fame.
I'm gonna say Hall of Fame.
He has 112 sacks, and like we said before with Khalil Mack, he's played I think 2 more seasons than him, and he has almost 40 more sacks than him. So I think he's probably a step above him, Khalil Mack, to make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Especially because of what he did in Arizona before he moved to Las Vegas this year.
Yeah, I think he'll make the Hall of Fame just because he's been good and consistent his whole career. He hasn't had many bad seasons.
Yeah, and he's always stayed relevant too.
He's always.
And when he's in free agency, when he left New England and when he left Arizona, people were always quick to jump on him. Like, he's so valuable to the defensive side of football, and I think that's one reason why the Raiders stayed relevant this year.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders didn't have a great season, but Chandler Jones was like, he always gets involved in every game.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't have many sacks this year with Las Vegas.
Yeah.
He only had 4.5 sacks. But when you look at, like, previous years, like last year he had 10.5. In 2019, he had 19. In 2018, he had 13. 2017, 17. Like, overall, he has 112 sacks in his career.
Yeah.
Which is, like, really, really good numbers. Plus, he still has some seasons to come.
Yeah, still top defensive player in the league, especially at his age. So I'm going to consider him Hall of Fame.
I would say, yeah, I'd agree with Hall of Fame. And now, we didn't have this one on our list, but I just want to add it for fun. Dak Prescott.
Oh my god. Typical Cowboys fan. Let's see. Dak Prescott.
The problem is, when you look at his throwing stats, they're good, but then you look at the interceptions, and there's way too many.
Yeah, he's kind of a mix. Like, he has good games, but then he has terrible games. He's really in between.
He's very inconsistent, and he throws at least one pick in every game.
Yeah.
This is just a stat that I find, like, absolutely crazy, especially for a guy that's getting paid Patrick Mahomes money. He has 15 interceptions this year, which leads the league, but he missed 5 games to an injury.
It's ridiculous, and I think this season was really one of his down seasons. He only missed the 5 games, but still, like, even when he came back, he wasn't great. He had one of his lowest seasons in completion percentage, 15 interceptions, and one of his worst seasons in yards.
He only has, I believe, like 2 games this season, besides the ones that he missed, where he's thrown 0 picks. 2. In every other game, he's at least thrown 1. Sometimes 2.
And I think that's one of the reasons why the Bucs will end up winning in the playoffs. Like, his decision making, it's not great. Yeah, so like I said, I don't think he'll be great or good enough to make the NFL Hall of Fame yet.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, just not yet.
So I'm gonna say not enough game yet.
Not enough game yet. Just because, like, if he didn't have so many interceptions, I'd say as of now, yes. Because he throws for a lot of yards in games. He throws for a lot of touchdowns. Like, you look at some of the games, like, in some games he only throws for, like, 170 yards, but then he has 3 touchdowns that game.
Yeah.
So he either has, like, a lot of yards and, like, 2 touchdowns, or, like, not a lot of yards, but then 3 touchdowns.
I'm gonna say this season really brought him down. Even though he missed the 5 games, when he came back, if you still lead the league in interceptions, it's just a terrible look. Yeah. Especially for a guy on a top team. Like,
maybe if he can make a couple long playoff runs and win a Super Bowl, but he's also not clutch in the playoffs either, like we were talking about before with the brackets.
Yeah.
Like, if he was clutch in playoffs and won some playoff games and didn't throw interceptions, I'd say overall he'd probably make it. But as of now, I would say not enough game.
Same.
Next up, just quick 30 seconds. We just want to congratulate J.J. Watt on an amazing career. He announced retirement after the season. I mean, he's just... I'm sad that he didn't get a ring.
Yeah, he was just one of the best defensive players. He did really good on the Texans, but they just never got far.
Yeah.
Finished his career with 114.5 sacks.
Yeah, 2 interceptions, which is pretty good for a D lineman.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the best players.
Definitely will make Hall of Fame. One of the best defensive players of all time. And congratulations to J.J. Watt for a great career.
Yep.
As you could tell, unfortunately, Mally was unable to make this episode. But here is Mally and him saying his NFL playoff bracket predictions.
Off with the Jags versus the Chargers. I think this is going to be a close game. It's really going to be decided in the second half, I feel like. But I do have the Chargers winning this one. Next up, I have the Ravens versus Bengals. I have the Bengals winning this game. I think the Bengals are just going to tear up the Ravens. I think the Bengals are just going to have the win from the start of the game. Next up, there's the Bills and the Dolphins. I think the Bills are going to win this one just because they're looking like a Super Bowl winning team. I think Josh Allen's going to have a great game. And moving on to the NFC side, to start off, there's the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. I'm going to have the Cowboys winning this one. just because I feel like they're the better overall team, and Tom Brady is not looking good this year. To start out next, the Vikings versus the Giants. I also have the Vikings winning this just because the Vikings are just a better overall team. Justin Jefferson's looking elite this season. Top 3 wide receivers in the league. Maybe number 1. And lastly, for round 1, the San Francisco 49ers and the Seahawks. I have San Francisco winning this one. They're just another Super Bowl winning team. They just have great receivers. I think this game's going to be over really quickly. Moving on, to go back to the AFC. So, in my prediction, the Chargers are now going to face off against the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a closer game. But I feel like this is going to be decided on who gets the ball receiving in the second half. Just because whoever starts off stronger in the second half, I feel like it's going to win. So I'm going to have the Chiefs winning this. Next up, there's the Bengals versus the Bills game, which was going to be a close game. I'm going to have the Bills winning this. It's just from them being hyped up with Damar Hamlin. I really hope that Damar could be somewhat involved in the playoffs, like maybe do the coin flip. But I think the Bills are just really hyped up right now. So I'm going to have the Bills winning this. To move on to the NFC, we're going to have the Eagles playing the Cowboys. I am going to have the Cowboys winning this just because they looked really good against the Eagles. And the Eagles are kind of slowing down now, losing to the Saints. So I'm going to have Cowboys winning this one, but it is going to be close, just like the last game they played. Next up, there's the Vikings versus San Francisco. I'm going to have San Francisco winning this one. Again, they're just the better overall team. Brock Purdy's looking really, really good this year. And getting Christian McCaffrey's just making them an unstoppable team. Next up, finally to move on to the AFC Championship, I have the Chiefs versus the Bills. I have the Bills winning this. They're just really hyped up from Damar Hamlin. And I think they're going to come up with a strong win against the Chiefs. To move on to the NFC Championship, I have the Cowboys versus the 49ers. I do have the 49ers winning this. They're just a better overall team. They just have great threats in receiving and rushing. So I think they're going to come out strong in this in the first half. And the Cowboys won't be able to catch up to their lead. So in my Super Bowl pick, I'm going to have the Bills versus the 49ers. And I'm going to have the Bills winning the Super Bowl this year. They're just a better overall team, I feel like, in the league. They're just really looking unstoppable this year. And they've really got everything figured out. So I'm going to have the Bills winning the Super Bowl this year.
And that'll wrap things up for this episode. Thanks for watching. Make sure to follow us on Spotify and YouTube.